Добрый день, Наталья. Это Жанет Моррис из Калифорнии. Как дела? Можно вам будет интересно знать. Вчера был мой день рождения. Пока.
Здравствуйте. До свидания.
Здорово.
Замечательно.
This is a Spoonful of Russian podcast, and here's your host, Natalia.
How about that greeting in the beginning of the lesson? Sent to us by Jeanette from California. She also mentions that it's her birthday, to which I say, "С днем рождения." You can also send in your greeting. You can leave a voicemail by dialing 209-980-7877 or email me an MP3 file by using one of these apps I have in front of you. For iOS, I found Voice Record Pro to be an amazing app. They have a free version, but after I invested into a pro version, I can tell it's well worth the money. For my Android friends, HiQ MP3 Voice Recorder Lite is also a nifty little app and has a number of ways to share your files. In our previous lesson, we talked about the Russian accented vowels A, U, O, and E. I hope you had sufficient time to practice them. Today we will talk about consonants P, B, and N, T, D. But first I would like to say big thanks to all who show their support by first subscribing for free trial with audible.com via the banner on my site, then purchasing authentic Russian food at russiantable.com also through a banner, and last but not least getting free Dropbox account through a link on my site. Every referral increases my Dropbox space, which in turn allows me to store more podcast files in the cloud. Although free account tops off at 18 gigabytes, still, that is plenty enough space for me. Thank you all so much for all your support. Now, back to our lesson. Lesson 26, consonants P, B, and N, T, D. We will take a closer look at the bilabial stop consonants P and B first. Stop consonants are those in whose production the airstream is stopped off entirely for a moment and then released. Bilabial consonants are those which are articulated by the two lips. Слушайте, listen. Пу, уп, по, оп, pa, up. The Russian voiceless consonant P is similar to the corresponding English sound, but does not have the relatively strong aspiration which the English sound usually has at the beginning of words. Listen to the following Russian word and its English equivalent to see if you can hear the little puff of empty air which accompanies the opening of the lips in English. Слушайте. Listen. Papa. 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 At first, it may be difficult to avoid this explosive type of pronunciation, since you're probably not aware of it in your native speech. In order to avoid aspiration first, lessen the strength of the air stream from the lungs. Use good, deep breathing from the diaphragm, but don't push the airstream too hard. And number 2, pay more attention to the quality of the vowel sound than to the consonant, striving for vigor and fullness in the following vowel. Try to eliminate the little puff of empty air. Now, practice the following syllables, striving to make the vowels as full and rich as you can. Слушайте и повторяйте. Listen and repeat. Пу, по, па, пу, по. At the end of words in English, one can just close the lips without letting the stream of air escape for the p. In Russian, the sound p must be released at the end of words. Compare the following Russian syllable with an English word, which will be pronounced twice. First, with the final consonant unreleased, then with the consonant released. Слушайте. Listen. Up. Stop. Stop. The voiced equivalent of p is b. Remember the importance of having the vocal cords vibrate vigorously throughout the length of the sound. Otherwise, Russians will be unable to distinguish between p and b in your speech. Many speakers of English pronounce only semi-voiced consonants, with the vocal cords beginning to vibrate only in the middle of the sound. For Americans, the real difference is not between voiced and voiceless consonants, but between lax and tense pronunciation, with tense consonants being pronounced with aspiration at the beginning of words. Unconsciously, we hear aspiration, but we think we hear a voiced, voiceless contrast. If poison curls is pronounced without the usual aspiration, most Americans will think they are hearing boys and girls. Слушайте. Listen. Пу, бу. По, бо. Па, ба. Бу, бо, ба. Now pronounce these syllables, remembering to increase the tension in the throat without at the same time increasing the strength of the airstream. Don't open your lips until the vocal cords are vibrating. Слушайте и повторяйте. Listen and repeat. Пу, бу. По, бо. Па, ба. Бу, бо, ба. Now, let us look at the Russian dental consonants n, t, d. Dental consonants are those pronounced with the tongue touching the teeth. Слушайте. Listen. На, ан. Ну, ун. Но, он. Нам. The Russian dental consonants differ from the corresponding English sounds in that the Russian sounds are pronounced by the tongue against the upper teeth, while the English sounds are produced against the alveolar ridge, the ridge of flesh just behind the upper teeth. To produce the Russian sounds properly, place the tip of the tongue against the lower teeth, and the blade of the tongue, it's the portion just behind the tip, firmly against the back of the upper teeth. The middle and back portions of the tongue must remain low. The area of contact of the blade of the tongue with the upper teeth is not large, but it must be very firm. Now practice these items, remembering proper tongue placement and striving for full voicing in both vowels and consonants. Слушайте и повторяйте. Listen and repeat. На, ан. Ну, ун. Но, он. Нам. Та. Ту. То. От. Ут. От. Там. Том. Тут. Тот. Та. Да. Ту. Ду. То. До. Там. Дам. Том. Дом. Дам, дом. Молодцы. Great job, everybody. This is it for lesson 26. And next time, we're going to dive into a very interesting topic of Russian stress patterns and intonation. As always, I'm looking forward to your questions, comments, and your greetings in Russian. And don't forget to go to the website speakrussian.blogspot.com to get your show notes and support me by clicking a banner or two. Thank you. Leave a voicemail for me at 209-980-7877. Пока!